So it seems like every day something new happens in the crypto market, and earlier this morning we got word that Robinhood would be listing Shiba Inu, Solana, Compound, and Polygon Matic to their platform. This resulted in a variety of altcoins bouncing back out of the hole, with Shiba Inu leading today's gains by over 17%. So in this video, we'll be going over some major headlines that you need to know and provide you guys with the most fire alpha that I can find across the webs. If you guys have been enjoying these market updates, don't forget to drop a like down below, and let's get started with today's video. So the global crypto market cap for today is sitting at $1.87 trillion, just a slight increase since yesterday. Bitcoin, which is now at $40,000 after being able to fight different support levels getting broken since yesterday, has been able to recover just back to this mark right here. Pulling to the 7-day charts, you'll notice that even in the last week, with the decline that we've seen, the bottom may have been in at $39,000 for at least the past 24 hours. This is showing good news within the crypto markets, just because we are seeing now some more support and resilience within the price action for Bitcoin. Now, obviously, we got comments like this always claiming Bitcoin is the end, it is over, but this is just natural sentiment that you'll notice as investors within the market. If we take a look at the crypto fear and greed index for today, you'll notice that we are in the extreme fear category. And I do believe with the next update we do get within this barometer right here, it will give us a metric that may not be as extremely fearful. I do think there's going to be a little bit of a recovery, just because today we are still seeing a little bit of a bounce within the market. Now, just like we discussed earlier, let's talk about some of the headlines and some of the altcoins that have been making a major move today. Going into the top 24-hour cryptocurrencies, you'll notice that Shiba Inu is up 18%, Compound is up 7%, ApeCoin is still up 7%, now at $11.69 at the time of filming this video, alongside Near, which is up 5%, Monero, which is up 6%, and alongside other cryptocurrencies that were listed amongst the Robinhood listing. Okay, so earlier I was actually playing some basketball at the gym and I saw this notification come into my phone. Clicking on this right here, this is Robinhood, which is giving us the announcement with the newly listed cryptocurrencies on their platform. Now, the reason why we are seeing a ton of money going to some of the ones that have been listed is just because you have to realize how many users are still natively within Robinhood's platform. In addition to that, if we go into the 20 most popular ETF category, you'll notice that most markets are in the green for today. When investors are in the green and a lot of retail traders are using this app, oftentimes they will realize those positions and put it into assets which are already natively within the app. The reason for this is because, just like you and I, it is annoying when you have to deposit money on an exchange and then try to withdraw that out into another exchange. You don't want to create multiple taxable events, and also it's just a lot easier when you're within one app where you can also have access to other tools and different assets that you can purchase. Now, even with the newly listed cryptos within the list, that right there is not the sole reason why Shiba Inu has also been pumping. According to this article here with the headline, Shiba Inu burning is a major factor triggering its price, but for how long, gives us a better explanation and insight on what's going on within this crypto. So it's also been reported that the Shiba burn strategy has successfully burnt more than 7.2 billion tokens in 2 months of 2021. There was also an organized burn party to increase the cryptocurrency price efficiently and effectively, and this was coming from speculation that Shiba Swap 2.0 was set to support a new burning mechanism for the Shiba Inu burning strategy as well. Now, anytime we get certain cryptocurrencies moving up in price, one way that you can artificially alter what that price movement may look like is actually burning the supply, which is changing the tokenomics and the structure of what that token project has laid out to do. In the last 1 day, things look good. If we pull this out to the last 1 week, you'll clearly notice a big vertical line here, or a green candle if you're reading this on the charts. And within the last 1 year, you'll still notice that Shiba Inu has been falling, but could this be the bottom? Only time will tell. If we pull the charts back into October 27th, Shiba Inu had an amazing rally up where a lot of investors were making money, and arguably this was near the previous top of the market as well. Alongside that, though, some major important headlines that we need to discuss is going to be related to inflation. So according to this report, in March, the consumer price index for all urban consumers went ahead and rose 1.2%. And this equated to about an 8.5% over the last 12 months. If you guys have been going to the grocery store or filling up, or you're noticing rent continuing to increase, these are going to be the sectors that have the biggest contributions towards those rising inflation rates. Data is showing that energy prices increased by 32%, gasoline went up 48%, fuel and oil went up 70%, and because of the still ongoing situation with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, we've also seen the price of crude oil continuing to rise higher. Now, we're getting word from many analysts that the inflation rates for March will be the peak, and we should begin to see things taper off just because those inflation rate hikes or those interest hikes are continuing to take effective place. With that being said, we are still navigating the waters. There is an ongoing situation with the kombucha pandemic that seems to be uprising again a bit in China, which is causing a bit of concern as well throughout the states. And in addition to that, with the ongoing situation of Russia's invasion into Ukraine, it doesn't seem like things will be slowing anytime soon. With everything going on in the world, this always points me back into the importance of what crypto was created for. Wars, inflation, lockdowns. The key theme behind all of that is that it includes governments, it includes things out of the people's control, it includes centralization or even communistic countries, if that's the word, but countries that are centered around communism that have been dictating the way other economies and world markets move. Doing a quick reflection back when the whole invasion with Russia going into Ukraine first started, you'll remember that Ukraine was using crypto as alongside Russia when Russia had their SWIFT accounts getting banned, and then we also had Ukraine accepting multiple donations. For some odd reason, I guess just because we're still early within the crypto markets, these circumstances that are going around across the world should all be playing into part why crypto is so important, thus elevating the price even more. I do think though, this is going to be more delayed effects and we won't see it immediately taking place. And right now, the most important factors that show us what may increase the price of crypto or send us into the next bull market is going to be regulation and central bank policy. Regulation was underway before Russia decided to enter Ukraine, and right now we still haven't had full clarification on what the direction of that is headed like. Whether it's good or bad or too much regulation, any regulation is still going to allow other institutions to continue pouring money into the markets. It's getting a little hot. Let me take this off. I think many people fail to recognize how much money exists within the market. Taking a look at the screen right now, you'll notice that even gold, the physical commodity, has a market cap of $12.56 trillion. Apple has a market cap of $2.74 trillion. Microsoft, $2.13 trillion. Silver, $1.45 trillion. And then Bitcoin's still sitting here at $761 billion. Obviously, there's a huge gap between a lot of these established companies and even an asset class like crypto, which in my opinion is still so revolutionary in different functions and utilities of what it could serve to the human race. If we do compare Bitcoin, which is sitting at number 10 right now in terms of the larger market caps in existence, I do still see a lot of opportunity with this being a much more undervalued asset, thus implying that we are still very early on where a lot of people tend to fail and recognize the importance of assets such as Bitcoin and other altcoins within the market. My quick 5 cents because of inflation. Look, we're going to be seeing a lot of volatility happening within the crypto markets. Some days going to be red, some days will be green. We may have another all-time high. We may even go lower. But at the end of the day, you have to think about investing into crypto as a long-term investor. Many people have such a short-term mindset where if they're not making money every single day and they can't handle that volatility, they sell and they realize this is not for them. I think some of the most wealthiest investors are going to be the ones that come ahead and realize crypto is a long-term play. Yes, you can do things day to day to try and continue making money, but if you are able to do the research and then place your bets beforehand, I think that is where a lot of that opportunity is still going to be made and those tremendous amount of gains will be held on. When you take a look at your portfolio every single day, noticing it goes up and down, and that alters your emotions on what you want to do as a trader or an investor, that is something that may not be the best. To do well, it's so simple within the markets. Don't let that navigate your emotions. Stick to a strategy, continue moving on, do the research, and also continue to watch these videos because we provide fire content. Now, for me and the decisions that I'm making within the markets, I like to enter the markets or have more averaged in plays off of 2 different variables. One is going to be a confirmation that we are headed in a green ride. So this is more of a momentum riding trader, or if we get a large enough dip or we get a clear 10 or 15% dip within Bitcoin or other certain altcoins just because of news that we're getting, then those are other additional buying opportunities that I like to enter. Regardless, I don't think it's going to make a big difference if you're playing this long. It's not going to ruin your life or make huge life-changing money if you enter Ethereum at $3,000 versus if you were to enter it at $2,900. That will be more substantial if you are using tools such as leverage, or you're a day trader, or you just have a humongous portfolio where even that spread of a few percentage points would make that difference. But I think for most investors or most retail traders, it's not going to be a huge deal, especially if you are going long. Now, in addition to that, I did find this amazing article here overhead on CoinDesk, just talking about the 3 crypto tax tips that you should avoid. And with taxes coming up next week and the deadline for that, we've been getting a lot of questions, at least within our Discord community, on what the rules and implications of all this is. So I want to talk about it in this video. Now, before I do that, I do also want to mention we have a message from today's sponsor. FTX went ahead and actually hooked up our viewers for this channel. You guys are in for a treat. If you still have not yet signed up, you can get up to $100 with FTX using my link down below, using code JUNG. They are my go-to exchange for this year. They have much lower trading fees, and they've just been very consistent, very good, and they've been doubling down a lot with other celebrity endorsements and just being able to have access to an exchange that isn't going to rack you up in a lot of these hidden fees. If you want to check them out, link is down below in the description. And with that being said, let's talk about those 3 crypto tax tips that you want to avoid. So first of all, this seems to be a very popular question or a huge misconception that we're seeing. Number 1 is going to be exchanging your crypto for another crypto or for an NFT, which is not a taxable event, is what people would think, but in this instance, it is. The reason for this is because the IRS considers crypto to be property. So anytime you sell or dispose of it for another digital asset, you do have to report the transaction on your tax return. So if I were to get some Ethereum, transfer that into my MetaMask, and then use that to buy an NFT, there were multiple taxable events that did occur. Many people may think just because I'm transferring my crypto and haven't actually sold it back into USDC, then it doesn't count, but that is actually not the truth. The second thing to note is that if you have earned income from crypto and then you later sold it, you have 2 different taxable events as well. Within crypto, you can earn money by mining, through airdrops, through staking your coins, or even through earning interest. If you watched one of our previous uploads that we made talking about the 3 best passive income strategies for crypto, this is literally it right here. When you find yourself being able to make money through crypto assets in this way, it would actually be considered ordinary income to how much money you're making as well. Now, you do also have to know that you won't end up paying taxes on the same income twice. The income you report on your tax return from earning those coins become your cost basis in those coins, which reduce the amount of tax you pay when you eventually sell. I know a lot of this can be a little confusing too, and I also do want to mention to you guys, it is completely okay if you do not get this down perfect. There are so many people within the crypto markets, and I do think it's going to take many years, and even more years above that, for the IRS to come in and figure out exactly how this works, because if we're confused, I can tell you the IRS is going to be just as confused as well. I think the best thing to note here is as long as we're making an attempt to make sure that we are still trying to be legally within the constraints of following the laws, we should be good. The third thing to note right here is to know when to mark yes to the front page question about virtual currency. If you are filing your tax return within the United States, there's going to be a single question, yes or no, are you involved within digital currencies? And most of us would be answering yes. Now, just like you guys, I really do hate anything regarding taxes. If you guys do a little bit of history and research on why taxes exist, it is annoying. It is something that everyone hates doing, but this is why we have accountants and different tools. So recently, I've been trying to find a software that allows everything to sync up well. I use CoinTracker because they work with Coinbase, and I had some assets on that platform there. It didn't work well. It wouldn't sync up with a lot of the other exchanges that I had. Then I found out about TaxBit, and they've been working flawlessly, and they actually have a great team. And lucky enough, I was actually able to meet up with them at the Bitcoin conference and hear more about their team strategies, what they had in their roadmap. They got their head on right. They have an amazing team. And if you guys want to check them out, because taxes are super disorganized organized, check out the link down below. You'll get 10% off signing up with TaxBit as well. Now, two more things that I want to talk about in this video, and that is going to be the announcement between Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Ape Coin, and then this 3-part trilogy film that they're working together with on Coinbase with as well. So this is the website here, and in order to sign up, you need to have an ape, and then you also need to have a Coinbase wallet. So something that many people don't know is that when you do get an asset like this Bored Ape Yacht Club, you do own the full IP rights to it. This means that whenever there's opportunities like a film coming out, you can go ahead, connect your ape, and have them use that ape within a film. A lot of this I know sounds crazy, and to me sometimes I can't believe what's going on either. In this instance, what a lot of investors holding this NFT are doing is that they are connecting their Coinbase wallet over to it just so they can see their ape getting featured in this film. For the IP rights to this, Coinbase was offering about $10,000 for it to get featured in this film. Similar to how any Hollywood movie works, if you are going to be an actor featuring in a movie, oftentimes you are compensated for it. On the other side of that, we are getting some word from more NFT enthusiasts just talking about some of the very questionable parts of the licensing agreements. They state here, if your ape is selected to be included as part of the program, you will be required to sign all the company's license agreement, waiver of liability forms, and other documents in the company's discretion. Even along this thread, we have one ape holder who responds to the tweet stating, I just negotiated a 1-year deal for my ape's IP and got 7x what Coinbase is offering. Their terms are trash. Be careful. Should be $100,000 minimum. On top of that, we also did get some word on a protocol called Midpoint Market, which is going to be an NFT marketplace for IP where you can passively earn by licensing the IP of your NFTs to brands, companies, artists, and more. Two lessons to note from this. First of all, when you do buy a blue chip asset like this and they are continuing to make strides with huge blue chip companies, you have to realize that you're not just buying this $300,000 or $400,000 ape at this point. You're getting more and more opportunities. You're getting those ape tokens. You're getting the opportunity to buy land or be in a featured ape-related film. When people are getting benefits such as this and the exclusivity, and they're also getting money based on the IP rights of just a digital PNG, basically, as an investor, you're able to find yourself making more and more money based on what you hold. I was so against the entire movement for a while, and at a certain point, I did buy my ape recently, and I got it at an incredible price. And since then, I'm actually up over $100,000 on that investment. If you told Little Jung Jung from just even like 3-4 weeks ago, I would have said, you are tripping, you are nuts. I'm not buying some type of virtual asset like that. But since then, it's actually proven to be one of my best trades that I've made this entire year. Only time will tell, but earning passive income by holding an NFT allows us to find liquidity within these assets that seem to be locked up. Now, similar to earning additional passive income on an NFT such as this, there have been a few projects that came within my radar over the past few weeks that I want to talk about here as well. One of these is going to be Drop's ownership power, and the other one is going to be JPEG Vault. If you do own an expensive NFT and you hate that your money is locked up, you can actually find yourself mixing NFTs within DeFi so you can earn additional interest or use it as collateral in order to get more funds or money or have access to other liquidity. They state here it's auto-funded, the holders own, and you can earn passive income. Now, there are going to be a ton of these apps within the market. The one that I decided to look into is Drops, but personally for me, JPEG Vault has also done a great job just laying out the marketing as well. I really do think it's going to be projects like this that stand out whenever we're able to see interoperability happening within different industries, like we discussed in yesterday's market update, whether it's within NFTs to DeFi or other DeFi products to other protocols. This type of mixture within other markets is really where I believe a lot of that opportunity is made. Now, last but not least, I did want to talk about one final piece of news, and this is that BlackRock Fidelity went ahead and backed a stablecoin firm called Circle in a $400 million funding round. Bloomberg states this article the best. The latest investment underscores how Wall Street's biggest players are preparing for the wider adoption of cryptocurrencies and associated technologies. Last month, BlackRock Chief Executive officer Larry Fink said the company is studying how digital currencies and stablecoins can be used to help clients. We believe digital assets and blockchain technologies are going to become increasingly relevant for BlackRock and our clients. If this isn't bullish, I don't know what else could be. We are seeing larger financial institutions. Don't even forget what Goldman Sachs has done into entering Web3 in the metaverse place as well. More and more of these traditional companies that were so against crypto are finally going in and realizing, hey, we do not have to be fully against it. We can also make some money too, and they can also be on the right side of the train. In its current state right now, I believe we're getting much better sentiment. We're getting less FUD in the market. We're getting more and more companies onboarding, and the price of crypto still hasn't done nearly what we have experienced within the past year. This all comes back to that slingshot analogy that I had in yesterday's video. We are preparing that slingshot, and one of us, we just have to pull it. We're just waiting for it to take off, and that is when the market will resume back to hopefully where we were, or even better than where we were just in the last bull run. So ladies and gents, thank you all so much again for watching today's market update. If you guys did enjoy today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me over on Twitter and on Instagram, link down below in the description. In addition to that, if you guys want to have some further access to some of my research, my community, what I'm buying, selling, or take a look at my portfolio and get access to some other analysts within our group, don't forget to check out the Patreon listed down below in the description as well. Comment down below essentials if you guys made it all the way till the end. Like the usual, have an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace. Does that make sense? I don't know why I said exchanges. My bad. I don't know if the camera caught that, dude. I'm sure it did. I just spit everywhere.